Cholesterol is a vital fat that plays a crucial role in our body's functioning. While essential, imbalance can lead to health issues. Understanding cholesterol and its various types is key to a healthier life. What is cholesterol? Cholesterol is a waxy, fat-like substance that is naturally produced mainly by the liver and is also found in certain foods. Cholesterol is transported through the bloodstream in packages called lipoproteins. Why do we need cholesterol? Cholesterol is actually essential for our bodies to function properly. Here are a few reasons why we need cholesterol. Cell structure. Cholesterol is a key component of cell membranes. It helps maintain the integrity and fluidity of cell membranes, allowing cells to function properly and communicate with each other. Hormone production. Cholesterol is used by the body to produce hormones, such as cortisol, the stress hormone, and estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, the sex hormones. Vitamin D3 synthesis. When our skin is exposed to sunlight, cholesterol in our skin is converted into vitamin D3. Bile production. Cholesterol is used by the liver to produce bile acids. Bile acids help in the digestion and absorption of dietary fats, including fat-soluble vitamins, such as vitamins A, D, E, and K. Where does cholesterol come from? The liver and intestines make about 80% of the cholesterol in the body. Only about 20% of the cholesterol in the body comes from the foods. If you eat only 200 milligrams of cholesterol a day, your liver will produce an additional 800 milligrams per day from raw materials, such as fat, carbs, and proteins. Since cholesterol is essential for our body, it needs to be transported from the liver and intestine throughout the body. As cholesterol is a fat and water-insoluble molecule, it can't travel alone in the bloodstream, so it must be packaged for transport within the plasma. The particles that package cholesterol and triglycerides for transport are called lipoproteins. There are 5 main types of lipoproteins, based on their size and density. Chylomicrons. These are very large particles that mainly carry triglycerides, which are fatty acids and glycerol from your food. Chylomicrons are made in the digestive system, so their production is influenced by what you eat. Very low-density lipoproteins. These particles also carry triglycerides to tissues, but they are made by the liver. As the body's cells extract fatty acids from VLDLs, the particles turn into intermediate-density lipoproteins, and, with further extraction, into LDL particles. Intermediate-density lipoproteins. These particles form as VLDLs give up their fatty acids. Some intermediate-density lipoproteins are removed rapidly by the liver, and some are changed into low-density lipoproteins LDL. Low-density lipoprotein. These particles are even richer in pure cholesterol, since most of the triglycerides they carried are gone. LDL is known as bad cholesterol, because it delivers cholesterol to tissues and is strongly associated with the buildup of artery-clogging plaque causing atherosclerosis. High-density lipoprotein. These particles are called good cholesterol, because some of them remove cholesterol from circulation and from artery walls and return it to the liver for excretion. If you like the content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Now, let's focus on the so-called bad cholesterol LDL. Is LDL really bad? The oversimplified view of HDL cholesterol as good and LDL cholesterol as bad is not only incomplete, it has also directly contributed to the continuing heart disease epidemic worldwide. As we thought that all LDL cholesterol is bad is simply not true. Let me explain. Not all low-density lipoprotein is created equal. The LDL can mainly be subdivided into small dense LDL and large buoyant LDL. Only small dense LDL particles are associated with heart disease, whereas large buoyant LDL are either benign or may protect against heart disease. Researchers defined the lipoproteins into two patterns, pattern A and pattern B. Pattern A is when small dense LDL is low, large buoyant LDL is high, and HDL is high. Pattern B is when small dense LDL is high, HDL is low, and triglycerides are high. Pattern B is strongly associated with increased risk of heart disease, whereas pattern A is not. Discover your pattern and cardiovascular risk using the following method. From your lipid profile test, divide the triglyceride number by the HDL number. If the result is less than 2, you're leaning toward pattern A. Conversely, if it's more than 2, you're leaning toward pattern B and have a higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease. If you like the content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. To cause atherosclerosis, the wall of an artery must be damaged. The smaller an LDL particle is, the more likely it is to do the damage. Studies showed that small dense LDL are 3 times more likely to cause heart disease than normal LDL. Another problem with small dense LDL is that they are more susceptible to oxidation. Oxidized LDL is formed when the fats in LDL particles undergo oxidation and break down. Why does oxidation matter? Oxidized LDL is a far greater risk factor for heart disease than normal LDL, because oxidized LDL attracts monocytes, which then stay there inside the wall of blood vessels as foam cells instead of leaving, and causes atherosclerosis. A large prospective study showed that participants with high oxidized LDL had more than 4 times the risk of a heart attack than patients with lower oxidized LDL. How can you minimize the risk of damage to your artery walls, thus can reduce atherosclerosis and heart disease? Keep your blood pressure and sugar under well control. Over time, high blood pressure can damage artery walls, allowing plaque to build up. As well as high blood sugar can damage the inner layers of the arteries, causing plaque buildup. Quit smoking if you are a smoker. Smoking is a major risk factor for atherosclerosis. Nicotine in cigarettes causes blood vessels to constrict. Tar and other chemicals damages the wall of blood vessels, making them more susceptible for plaque buildup and narrowing, leading to high blood pressure and heart disease. Reduce alcohol intake if you drink alcohol. Greater amounts of alcohol consumption and a binge pattern of drinking are associated with arterial stiffness, increases cardiovascular risk and mortality. Reduce foods that cause inflammation, such as refined carbohydrates and sugars, like white bread, white rice, and many desserts, and sweetened beverages, including colas and sports drinks, which have high fructose corn syrup. Reduce your intake of red meat, processed foods, vegetable oils, which have omega-6 fatty acids. Increase your omega-3 and reduce your omega-6 intake. An omega-6 to omega-3 ratio that is too high, ideal ratio is less than 4:1, may contribute to excess inflammation in the body, potentially raising the risk of various diseases. Other factors that reduce inflammation are avoiding chronic stress and doing meditation. Taking probiotics, vitamin D3 with vitamin K2, magnesium and potassium. If you like the content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing.